An Anton Piller Order, or search order, is not a criminal search warrant. It is a civil court order, and it does not involve the police. It is an order directed at the defendant, compelling them to permit the claimant's legal team to enter their premises to search for and preserve evidence. Let's be clear about the power this wields. The defendant is not asked. They are ordered. The first time they learn of the order is when a supervising solicitor, an independent officer of the court, knocks on their door and serves it upon them. At that moment, they must stand aside and allow the search to begin. Refusal is contempt of court, which can be punishable by imprisonment. This power is so extreme that it is reserved for only the most exceptional cases. To convince a judge to grant a search order, a claimant must meet an incredibly high threshold, established in the original Anton Piller case itself. First, they must have an extremely strong prima facie case. This isn't about having a good argument. They must present overwhelming evidence that they are the victim of a serious wrongdoing. Second, the potential or actual damage to the claimant must be very serious. The stakes must be incredibly high. And third, and most crucially, there must be clear evidence that the defendant has incriminating documents or items in their possession, and the very real possibility that they will destroy this material before any normal court hearing can take place. The claimant must prove that the defendant is the type of person who would shred the evidence the moment they are sued. Only if all three of these tests are met will a judge even consider granting the order. The execution of a search order is not a free-for-all. It is a meticulously controlled legal operation. The order must be served and supervised by an independent solicitor appointed by the court, who has a duty to explain the order's terms to the defendant and ensure it is carried out fairly. The search can only be for items listed in the order. The defendant is entitled to seek legal advice before the search commences. The goal is not to punish. The goal is purely to preserve evidence that would otherwise be lost forever, ensuring that a fair trial can eventually take place. The Anton Piller Order represents the law at its most intrusive, but also at its most pragmatic. It acknowledges a harsh reality, that in the face of fraud and bad faith, the normal rules of engagement are not enough. It is a power that balances on a knife edge between the need to secure justice and the right to privacy. It is rarely seen and rarely used, but its very existence serves as a silent warning to those who believe they can destroy the evidence of their wrongdoing. It is the knowledge that when all other options fail, the law has one final, devastating move to make.